And as everybody is dropping in, I am super excited today because we have Kristen and Amy, who are co-founders of Salt and Pine. They're a boutique staging company located in Rhode Island. I don't remember a lot about Rhode Island, but I did live there for a brief period. I think I was a toddler. And we have CE credits in Rhode Island, and one of you is Amy, I believe you're a CE instructor for the Staging to Sell class.
Yes, I am.
Award-winning stagers, most influential people in real estate staging, featured in Apartment Therapy, The Bay, Architectural Digest, Fixer.com's 30 stagers driving the industry forward in 2023, and then another listing with them in 2024. It just doesn't seem to end with y'all.
2023 was a good year.
I know you guys have said that before. 2023 was a good year for y'all. I'm super excited about your topic at RESACON, because I know that there are so many people that go out there and start to build their staging business, and they think it's got to be like this. They see all the aspirations, and there is literally, just like you were saying before we went live, there's so many ranges of staging businesses that you can do. And your topic is called Boutique Brilliance, Mastering the Art of Business of a Boutique Staging Company. Can you tell everybody, for those who don't know, exactly what it really means to be a boutique company?
Sure. I mean, I think, everybody has to define for themselves, like what boutique means to you. I mean, it's a small company. We pride ourselves on being exclusive. Our designs are specially curated for every property, which gives us that like boutique feel. Nothing is cookie cutter. Nothing looks the same from, property to property.
And we're a small company. We don't have 20 employees and a logistics team and trucks, and it's just us.
So if you call, you're going to talk to Amy or Kristen. If we're staging your house, it's going to be both of us or one of us. Like, it is us on every part of the project, which I think is part of our boutiqueness.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So your topic, you're actually going to be able to teach people a lot of things. I'm going to touch on one thing. We can't give away the farm today because we want you to come to their session, because it's going to be amazing. They've done this before. This is not their first rodeo. And so everything they've done for RESA so far, chef's kiss. So you will love it if you go. But one of the things that you brought up was when you say it's really only the two of you, they mean, everybody who's listening, they mean it's legit just the two of them. They do not have staging assistants that are going to come up and clean up behind them or do anything along those lines. But one of the smartest things that I think anybody can do, and you guys have really been able to capitalize on it, is to be able to partner with your movers, one company that you work with. And you said you've been there for a couple years now. And can you tell everybody the reasons why that works out so well?
So I think when we first started, obviously we didn't want to go out and buy a truck. We needed to figure out a way to get this portion of the job covered for us. And we looked around and we tried different moving companies, and we actually were lucky enough to get in touch with a small local business that is actually family run, like we are. It's a brother-sister team. They have their own trucks, they have their own liability insurance, and they have the crew. And over the years, they've gotten to know our business. They've gotten to know our warehouse, our inventory, how to set up our beds, how to put things away in the warehouse. They basically set up our new warehouse when we moved. That's how well the company knows us. And so we wanted that part so we didn't have to have it in-house.
We spent a long time looking for another company that was growing too. So we were able to grow together, and basically because they partnered with Salt and Pine, they were able to buy another truck and expand their business. I mean, we work with them 3, sometimes 4 times a week, but 2 to 3 times on average a week. And so they were basically able to buy like the Salt and Pine truck, and they take care of all of that. We don't have that. And we're able to get a much better rate because they own their trucks. We're not renting U-Hauls, which has been huge for us.
Yeah, I think that's so awesome, because it becomes more of a collaboration when you know that you have your boots on the ground, and you just get that shampoo, rinse, repeat system going with them. And they're so much more valuable to your team, and they save you money because you don't have the overhead on a truck payment, you don't have, I don't know what that is. Did I just do that? Somebody else
I
do
know.
that. I don't know what happened there, but okay. Somebody thinks I'm on the right track. I don't know what, but all right. No overhead on the truck, no insurance, no maintenance. You're not paying workers' comp for your movers that you've had to hire.
Right.
So you're saving thousands and thousands of dollars a year by negotiating this type of relationship. And the other thing with them is because you got in early with them, you've kind of taught them this realm of the business, and they, like you said, they grow with you. I think it's also a lot easier. It's just always easier to work with them down the line. If something goes wrong, you all know your guys are going to fix it because you want to maintain that relationship. It's just such a symbiotic relationship.
Yeah,
We're very invested in each other's company and very respectful of each company. And I think it's just been really good for both of our growths as company.
and they get excited the more trust we put in them. We've just recently started having them, we were trying out having them destage without us there. And so far it's going really well. And that's been like a game changer for Kristen and I, because one of us doesn't have to be at the D stage. So it's allowed us to take on, you know, more previews, more stages if we want them, more admin time. So it's really amazing.
And they're developing relationships with the realtors that we work with. They get hired for other jobs by the realtors that we work with. So it's been really great.
Yeah, it's great to have that fusion marketing back and forth with, you know, different companies that can benefit each other. Another important aspect of a boutique staging company is your curation of your brand, and the work that you do to have a certain look. Talk to us a little bit about that. How important is that, do you think, for a staging company?
I think it's extremely important. And I think once we found ours, it took a little time. Took a little time in the beginning, I think, to really find our feet as Salt and Pine and figure out who we were, what our look and brand was. And then once we did, I feel like that's when we took off.
Yeah, we're usually, I would say the majority of the time, hired because people want the Salt and Pine look. We're not necessarily hired because they want someone to come in and stage this property, if that makes sense. Like, our brand is everything for Salt and Pine, and everything that we do, we try to follow in that aesthetic.
Along with staging principles, of course, we always follow and make sure for every property we're following those, but with our aesthetic and our brand.
And I think we really thought about where we live in Rhode Island, and that is part of how we developed like our aesthetic.
I
Like,
love
we
it.
couldn't put a cowhide rug in the homes that we stage around here. Like, that just wouldn't really appeal to most buyers here. So I think when we developed our look, it was something that appealed to us, but also appeals to potential buyers around here. So like, you can, you know, pull in a little bit of that into your design.
Do you find that stagers, because there's two modes of thinking, have all kinds of different looks, so maybe you can do all kinds of different homes, or have more of a curated brand of a look that you're known for? What do you think the pros and cons would be, you know, comparing those two? Because I can see it working the other way, where you're doing
Yeah.
all types of things that can be advantageous, but I don't know that it's necessarily one necessarily might be better than the other one. It's really what's kind of pulling in from your area. What do you guys think about that?
I think it does depend on your area, and I think it depends on you as a company too, what direction you want to go in, because I think you can strongly market either way. You know, if you're constantly changing your look and tailoring it to, you know, every property and the architecture, and, you know, every house has a different, you know, like a completely different design plan, I think you can totally market that as a strength of your company. We think about the architecture of the home. We think about, you know, with our designs, we take in to account who potential buyers are, what they might be looking for, and we definitely incorporate that into our designs. But the base of all of Salt and Pine, I think, is like our white, our neutral furniture, the texture. Sometimes we bring in like darker colors.
Coastal earthy.
It kind of has like a coastal earthy feel to all of our designs, but we're in a very coastal community. So I think it just depends, and that appeals to us. Like, that design style we love to do, and You know, I think we're very good at it. So we have fun that way. And we decided like, this is why people are calling us. We really need to capitalize on this. And like, this is what sets us apart in our area. I think for other stagers, that could be the opposite, and that to set them apart and what they really enjoy is completely changing it up and, you know, really making it different every time. And I think, you know, there's pros to both. I think it's just
Yeah.
go all in and market that way and plan your designs that way, if that makes
Yeah.
sense.
Yeah, it does. Because it's like whatever it is, that whatever direction you're going to go, own it, make
Right.
it your thing. Yeah, make
Yeah.
it your thing. Yeah,
And I
I
think
love
if you love it, that's gonna show in all your homes. If you love the avenue you've chosen, it will show, and that can be your curated brand.
Yeah, absolutely. If we have any questions, go ahead and put them in the chat box, but we're gonna keep this rolling. But if you have any questions about their session, drop them in there and we'll be able to get to them. Let's talk a little bit about the power of saying no to jobs. I know so many stagers that they will twist themselves into a pretzel to try to get the job. They are lowering the price, just all kinds of outrageous requests and whatnot to get it. All the red flags that a seasoned stager would be like, yeah, red flag, we're going to move you over somewhere else. Can you talk a little bit about how empowering it can be to say no to the job when you see those red flags and the confidence that it actually is going to give you? Because I think so many people do it and they feel like they're not going to grow from it. For some reason, they feel like they're going to grow more by getting the job than they are if they are just willing to stand their ground, say no, and either they'll come and sign with you or they don't, and you move on to something better.
So I think we learned this the hard way, like almost everybody, where we've been in that position and we have said yes when we shouldn't have. We either didn't have the inventory or the time to do it. We've had sleepless nights, been twisted into knots because of it.
Cried.
Yep. And then the first time you're in that situation and you actually say no, you feel confident. I felt proud of us. We made the right decision for our business. We didn't go into debt buying more inventory. We didn't tie ourselves into knots. It was more productive use of our time that in the long run, I feel like was better for our business.
And it's a lesson that we're still learning. Like, I don't feel like you ever get to the point where you're like, oh no, I'm always good at like saying no and identifying those red flag clients, because there's always going to be something that's going to make you like want to do it. We're in the service industry, you know, like we want to please everybody, and I want everybody to love what I do.
And we want to make money.
Right.
Yeah.
So it's really hard to say no. And we're, you know, we still like sometimes find us in situations and we're like, yeah, we should have walked away on that one, and we didn't. But we are much better at identifying either red flag clients and be like, no, we're going to say no to this one because we are a boutique company. We don't have the capacity to do, you know,
every job.
Like, we just don't have the inventory and we don't have the time, the two of us. So it's okay to say no and just trust our brand and trust ourselves that like the next job is coming and we have things scheduled out in the plan, and it's okay. I want to come to work happy, not, you know,
Not
worried
overwhelmed.
about this like particular job. And I don't want to be like panic shopping, you know, at night because we have a job coming up and we don't have the inventory.
How big's your warehouse?
So we just moved into a 4,000 square foot warehouse space. It's amazing. We were in 1,300 square feet before.
Very cool. So we got a question coming in. How do you market yourself to promote your look?
So honestly, Instagram is our biggest marketing tool. I think, you know, social media is free. You need to identify in the market that you're in, what is the platform that the people you want to work with are on. For us, the agents that we want to target, the ones who are, you know, really into doing video marketing and promoting their properties that way, they're on Instagram. And so we just slowly started really, really working at building up our profile. I took a free online class. We treat Instagram like it's our portfolio. We work at it like a magazine. Some people are better at showing behind the scenes than we are. We always attempt to add more of that, but for the most part, our Instagram feed is like a magazine, and we just market that way. And I think probably 85 to 90% of our jobs come from Instagram and then word of mouth.
Yeah, that's awesome. Because it's like the look sells itself. And then you've just got to use the platform to the resource just to put it out there.
Mm-hmm.
Yep, I love that. And then about how many homes can you stage at one time?
So I think our max that we could have staged, depending on size, it's so hard because in Rhode Island, like some homes are like really small and then some are massive. So I think we could probably have,
We probably have 16 at once. And then we're growing, so
we usually have between 13 and 15
Yeah.
staged at once. I think
great.
maybe if they were small,
We
we
could
could
do
do like
20.
20 at once.
That's awesome. That's so awesome.
We
We got
don't
another
do more
question.
than 2 or 3 jobs a week.
Perfect. Janetta wants to know which classes can you share for utilizing social media? Was there a specific class that you remember the name of it?
Yeah, I don't remember. You know how there's always like in your feed, you'll come up like free Instagram influencers, and they'll offer like free classes. Mine was, it was some like younger girl who did it. She was great, but I haven't seen her around. But there's like an account. I think it's the Instagram expert.
Oh, there
Is
you
that
go.
her name?
Yeah, you know what
That's
though,
a
I'm
great
gonna make a note and maybe we'll make sure we have that for our
Yeah, I'll
talk.
have like a list
We
of
can
them.
have a list of them.
Yep, during our session,
Absolutely.
because take advantage of any free thing, because that's what I did. I just put it on one day and sat through it, and it really got us started on how we thought about our Instagram.
We could actually even have the little tool that we use too.
Yeah, we'll share our like planning tool that we use to like lay out our page and what we followed.
Cool. And do you have a schedule then, a marketing schedule when you're posting?
We did, yes.
We're
We
not now,
used to
but
be like super rigid with it, and I was like, no, it's not that day, Kristen, you have to post this. And we were very like structured with it. We've gotten a little like, we go a little easier now in what like following that, but it really helped like give us a tool to follow and like kept us in line with engagement and posting.
I think that's the thing is you just gotta have the system in place. You just gotta have the system in place and then be able to utilize it over and over and over. So RESACON, just in general, it's coming. What can you tell people if they're on the fence about going, and what do you think their experience would be at one of our events?
so if you've never been, I think the first year we went to RESACON was so eye-opening for us, and it was the first time we really felt the stager community. We felt kind of off on our own, building this business, trying to figure it out. And then when you get there, it's like family. You meet everyone who's going through similar things. We made some amazing friends and colleagues that you can run things by. It's just a great community feeling to be there.
And you kind of like, because most of us follow, a lot of other stagers, and people through like, Facebook groups and stuff like that. And then you get there and you're like, oh my God, that's so and so in person. And like you can talk to them and then you like make friends with them. And now we have like so many different text threads, and we could literally be at a stage doing something. And I'm like, oh my goodness. And we'll like text like,
Phone a
friends
friend.
that we made at the first conference that we went to. It's so much fun, and you learn so much. There's something you can take away from every session that you go to. We're lucky that we can split up, so we get to go to like double the amount of sessions. And yeah, it just definitely go.
Yeah, there's a lot of camaraderie. One thing that I love about it is like when you come to RESACON, everybody's a celebrity, because where you're looking at other people going, oh my God, that's Michelle Minch, or they're sitting there going, oh my God, that's Amy Keeley and that's Kristen Brown. And it's just so bizarre when people come up to you with that kind of energy, because we're like, oh wow, yeah. It's a lot.
I still fangirl. I'm like,
Oh yeah,
that's so and so from Instagram.
Yeah, definitely. I love it. I love it that, it's really, well, we've always called it like the portal to the staging industry. So we welcome every single person out there that wants to be part of a community to drive an industry forward. We welcome you. So if you're on the fence about attending RESACON and you've never been, or you just haven't got your ticket yet, jump off that fence. And then you can also do a virtual ticket for RESACON. If you can't attend, you can do that, or you can do the on-demand add-on. If you attend RESACON and you want to get all the recordings afterwards, you have that option as well. Any final advice for anybody going to RESACON? Anything that they can expect? Or it's not hot, right? I know it's hot outside, but you're inside the hotel and it's cool. You're going to go
It's
outside.
cold.
Yeah.
Make sure you pack
Layers,
sweaters.
yeah.
Make sure you have
Layers, yep.
layers.
Layers, packing layers.
Bring a little notebook. I like to be able to take notes.
Yep. Taking notes is always good. I know a lot of people bring their laptops as well.
I guess that would be more high tech.
Type
She's
notes.
not very techie. She likes to write everything down. Yeah.
My problem is I can't read my handwriting after I've done it. I read something today. I thought it was Amex and it was exam. I mean, it didn't even start with an A, and I'm like, I don't know what this word is. I have no idea, but I figured it out. All right, that wraps it up for us. If you were on the fence, like I said, jump off that fence, come see Kristen and Amy. They will show you a great time, educate you on creating a boutique business of your dreams. RESAConvention.com. We're opening up the Home Staging Industry Awards. So if you haven't joined RESA yet, join so you can submit your work and be honored with the rest of everybody in the industry. Great talk, you guys. Thank you for being with me. Until next time, everybody, happy staging.